Well, could go for something like the Nico, but instead it's Varus mid, Ashe, Lulu in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think Ashe can do a lot of work here in this bottom side, just being able to outrange. Right, although looking at Caps, low on mana, he's going to go for the reset. So looks like GiantX might have found a window there just off the mid lane mana pool.
They'd also brought their AD carry and their support down across to try and cover if anything did happen. The Equalizer very powerful, even if you only have a Doran's Ring to supplement its damage, and that will be 3 grubs to GiantX. Yank works his way down towards the bottom side in Titus, is believing you can outhand your opponents. And we saw that a few times from G2 last week, and usually they would be able to outhand their opponents, but perhaps a bit of that MSI hangover. Just
I think that's just called delusion.
Yeah, well, yeah. But G2 usually is true. Usually they can take the trades. Here they're deciding against it in the early game as they get the Drake. So a trade in the top lane as Patrick tries to trade back onto Hansama, who does have 6 and will use the culling. Nature's Grass coming out as Juhan looks for the re-engage. Yike roots it up. But Mickey was caught out as Yike jumps back in. Jackies and Caps trading in the mid lane, and Jackies wins it! The Entitus has come back to bite him. Yike dashes in, but the shield on Patrick with the barrier, he flashes away. In a minute and a half, so GiantX can try and contest that if they want.
Yeah, Patrick didn't want to stay underneath the tower because he was a little bit nervous of the flash and pale from Broken Blade maybe holding him there as Yike is able to come through, so now kind of stuck in no man's land. But we'll find Yike. The problem is he's been playing TFT too much. And if you combine them, they do make a warm-up.
That makes sense. Juhan yet to get there. Crescent Guard going down. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow will land. Yike already down to half HP. Patrick trying to get in the circle, but can't quite get close enough. Hansama the next target for Patrick. Rangers focus into the piercing arrow from Jackies. Gets his second kill. Patrick trading back in. He's now taking a bit of damage as well. There's another plate to GiantX, the Drake as well. Try and take this fight. You got the Tsunami, you got the culling, and you've got Patrick, who might be caught between a rock and a hard space as Caps comes in from the side. Valkyrie's in, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands though, and Jackies is here to help out. Already Caps has got 1. Broken Blade trying to ride across the wall to chase it down more. Wild Growth on Juhan will buy him a second. The good knockback as well will buy him more. Yike charges forward with the audacious charge into the slow. It's enough for G2 to find
the bottom side, but it meant that G2 were like, cool, let's go for it. They TP'd Broken Blade up to match, and now he's going to get 1 more.
Brings the Impale down. Jackie's trying to get away. Has already burned the flash, but Broken Blade just shuts him down. He chucked a rock into his back and said, see you later. Broken Blade on the Skarner gets his first kill of the game.
This is why he's been banned a lot. The damage from the Skarner is just absurd, but it does leave you in a position where now GiantX coming back out onto the map. Mickey in trouble.
Mickey caught out. Only has a heal, doesn't even use it. And you do get a Rift Herald charge in, and this will be the turret falling. GiantX open up the mid lane. They have the mites to help out this second charge for Shelly, as Hansama will kill her off after she slams her head into the tower.
Broken Blade going to get a tower topside in response. Just after getting that kill into Jackies, he gets a little bit of alone time with it, but still, this Lulu and Ashe. So I think looking for this play on top side into getting mid control, into moving towards Dragon.
Skipping out on those tier 2 boots, instead getting the slightly enchanted one as Caps still has the flash, the Valkyrie away, but the Flame Spitter, he just stuck it out with that Scryer's Bloom. Yike will take the Blast Cone over the wall. They're trying to collapse onto Jackies. Broken Blade gets the Edge of Night into the Impale, but Ignar's here to respond, as is Juhan, and now Broken Blade is left to his own devices. Yike trying to get him from the side, the arrow flashed away from again, and Jackies gets G2, although they are playing well at like moving around the map and trying to get gold in sides. GiantX are responding well to them, and G2 a bit of a heal. But Impale is a suppression as Patrick has to flash away from the culling. It doesn't cleanse airborns as we see the re-engage coming out from Juhan. Broken Blade looking for the Impale, but he's locked up, knocked up, and Patrick's trying to take him out. Broken Blade will flash away. And the Equalizer finds him though as the Antonio's on a killing spree. Who cares?
In the way they would have liked to, and now Arrow. Oh, that's a shot.
They're looking, the Chain of Corruption, follow up, Jackies brings the hail of arrows. Will Mickey avoid it? Flash away, Jackies, Mickey, the Comet! Even the Sky.
They want to try and get more here. Broken Blade does have the TP, which is why we're seeing the Antonio start to walk up. There's the teleport into the mid lane for the Skarner.
Now down to 4,000. Yike here looking for that smite, he flashes in, Crescent Guard, Polymorph, knockback, he kind of still gets it! He still somehow gets it, and G2 somehow get out. Summer and Caps limp.
Not again!
Not Caps has the flash, but he's just gonna die! After a disappointing week one, the Antonio is here, and vamos! Go GiantX, the Impel landing onto 2. Ignar killed off first. Juhan trying to get away as well with a phase rush, but he's knocked back and locked up by G2.
Tried desperately to bring these games back. I mean, he is the one person that was the designated driver, it looks like, at MSI, because he is clear-headed and trying.
Broken Blade coming in with Ishtal's impact, doesn't get close enough, throws a rock. Ignar here to help the Antonio, but you can't really help him through the suppression. The Chaos does nothing for you here. Cooldown at level 14, would want to get towards the third rank in that ultimate as Summer dashes in, the culling. Immediate wild growth on Patrick. Chain of Corruption going down as well. Summer will cleanse away the Equalizer. Gonna do a little bit of work onto Broken Blade. Tidal Wave coming out as well as Mickey keeps everyone at bay, but now he's locked up, isolated from the rest of his team. As G2 were fighting a 4v5.
Sella's flash and smite. Is this going to be a repeat as Caps continues his march through the base?
No vision yet. Control ward now goes down, is cleared. Yike can try and get in, but the Antonio, he's made a meal of this so far as he dashes in. Yike getting chipped away by Patrick. Crescent Guard down the Flame Spitter. Yike gets over the wall and survives for long enough, but Caps is on the Nexus towers. Can they stop the ports? Can they stop the backs? The TP out. GiantX get back. The TP from the Antonio gets him out. Caps locked up. The Nexus tower won't survive as G2 have broken the base of GiantX, but GiantX have the Baron.
And now they're going to potentially lose top tower here as Broken Blade moves towards it. Jackie should be able to clear out the wave as he moves up, but GiantX, they fumbled it a bit.
In the last play, doesn't have it. Now he's pushing out bot. Jackie's is answering top. GiantX will get a singular tier 2. It's a GiantX. The second tier 2, the target, and GiantX will crack it. Jackie's TPing in. Double cannon wave for GiantX. They have the Equalizer, they have the arrow, they have every tool at their disposal. Nature's Grasp, the first one to be used. Yike tanks it. Broken Blade gets hit with one as well. Yike still has the Crescent Guard, but takes a chunk. Equalizer down. Yike ticking won't be enough to kill him. Juhan gets onto the backline, but it's only Mickey, and Broken Blade slams him into a wall and puts him in his place. Summer on a killing spree. Patrick having to flash away. G2 looking for a little bit more. The Antonio opens up onto Caps. Broken Blade. He's drifting, man. Weird vendetta from the Wolves against Jackie's. He has Edge of Night. Broken Blade flashes into the Impale. He broke the Edge of Night with his W. It's beautiful from Broken Blade. And once again, he shows his class. They kill off the enemy mid, they'll take a tier 2 of their own.
And Caps, he's looking for the reset, can TP in towards this play, G2. The Nexus is exposed. They know they've got 40 seconds now until Jackie's is up. This is a 4 versus 5 with no towers, and GiantX need to defend.
It's 2-4 item 80 carries as well. Both Summer and Caps have hit that break point. Juhan on the front line, but he melts like butter. Wild growth enough to keep him alive for now. The redemption coming out as well as they try and turn it back onto Yike. He puts the Crescent Guard down. Patrick is dancing his way around the fight, but he just can't get enough damage as Summer dashes in, and Patrick has to pop the heal. Almost caught out by Cancer Flash. Shut down. Patrick falls. Juhan dashes back in. He gets one, but they need to kill off Caps, and it doesn't look like they can do it. It's only Ignar and Juhan left alive. Broken Blade chat slams Juhan into the remnants of his Nexus turret as G2 pull out the win from absolutely nowhere.